Looking at the data, Singapore is actually in the APAC region, the most intense country in terms of deep tech innovation. There is the most investment in deep tech startups per capita. It's really on the center of the map in terms of emerging technologies.
Singapore is a very good place to be for supply chain stakeholders like us. First, Singapore is strategically placed on the globe. It's a major logistics hub. Second, we have world-class universities. And for us as logistics providers, we don't have a research and development department. It means research labs, universities, startups, other corporates. In Singapore, you have all these.
Something interesting is that the size of the country can seem like maybe a drawback or a negative aspect, but actually it's also a positive aspect because the startups from Singapore, they are global from day one.
What Singapore excels at is the rule of the law, and it's also the arbitration hub for Asia Pacific and one of the global hub of arbitrations globally, and that's for a reason. It's the rule of the law, the implementation, and the trust placed in the law of the land and the government to make it so there's predictability in business outcomes.
40 to 45% of the global air taxi demand is going to be coming from the Asia Pacific region by 2040. And we see Singapore as a great launch pad for us to enter this market in order to capture that market share. When you consider a new and innovative form of air travel, like we do, there are airspace restrictions considerations, there are ground infrastructure considerations, as well as security concerns, right? And so we've actually seen an increase in terms of the participation from traditional government agencies and really help to proactively consider the steps that they need to take in order to enable this new form of transportation to take off.
Most important thing when you talk about connectivity, especially in an environment which we are living in today, in a pandemic, in a COVID environment, I think, yes, you need the technical infrastructure and the layer to support connectivity and collaboration, but I think you need that human infrastructure, which is the element of trust.
COVID has actually really shown us the need and the desire for humans to connect and to reconnect after COVID. And I believe that the demand will recover significantly and in fact overshoot what it was before.
People are the foundation of any solution that we can think about. So first you need very skilled people and people that are very passionate about their work. We've seen in the past few months that it's very easy to brief someone to adapt to a new way of working, either working from home or working with a different solution.
At the end of the day, most organizations are people-driven, are people-centric. It's the people who make the company win or lose in a market.
This year that it's been difficult to connect and to travel, you cannot innovate without talking to the people you innovate for. So all the stakeholders, your customers. Fortunately, we had digital solutions to compensate for the lack of capacity to bound physically.
And what Switch allows is companies of all scales and sizes, companies of all levels of maturity, either be startup or large multinational companies, get a common ground of conversations. In most cases, it's the loss of the larger company who doesn't have access to innovation that a smaller company can bring to it.
When you're bringing, for example, more than 60,000 people across 140 countries, really has the power to inject new thinking into the solution. The confluence of these 60,000 people really allow you then to take a look at an existing problem and try to solve it, right, from a different perspective.
Just to meet and actually look at outside my own industry, because there are cross-industry learnings that can also happen. You've gone fully virtual and used to be a massive fest of human bodies in a conference area, right? And now look at us, we're all virtually sitting in our living rooms and talking to each other.